Greetings, Geechlings. Geechin Prime here with my review of Attack on Titan, Chapter 102. It's too late. Also, I'm gonna mix in a little more comedy, I think, than I used to. Probably not as much as I thought when I was doing the notes for the chapter, but it was a great chapter. I'm still giving it the 5.5. 5 out of 5, I mean. But, starts off, we see a large military group on a train. Apparently it is the Watchdog, or the Special Watchdog Training Division, coming out of the mountains. You see a bunch of ships from the east and the west. I'm pretty sure is how it was supposed to be. Their armada out in the ocean. McGrath is just calling in all forces. Apparently 30,000 in all. And also he commands a blockade of the Libereo, never gonna get that name right, internment zone. Not wanting the demons, them demons, to escape with the Founding Titan. McGrath surveys the damage from a building. It looked like an office or something. Thinking the Eldians have no future, especially given what just happened, because later we find out, a lot of citizens did die, so, we didn't find out. We kind of already knew that. Not the point. Given the turn of events, this all goes as per the prediction of Willie Tybur. Till a grenade goes off that was thrown in the window. I assume it was a grenade given its general compact size, but it was a square, not the typical round that we see, but it had like that kind of grittish, puffy pattern. I don't really know how to describe it. Quilted pattern, I guess, would be good. Anyway, outside, Gene or John? I think it's John, I've heard more. John is taking out the Marleyan soldiers in a flash. Just ripping them off the roof and everything. It was pretty good. Shooting them in the back. One tried to shoot back and he was the one that got flown off the roof. But notices a new recruit, or at least that's who I thought it was in my live reaction, but no. His name is Floch, and it turns out I must have totally forgot about him. He is the guy who survived Erwin's charge against the Beast Titan. I don't even remember how long ago that was. It's been a while. Close to a year, I guess, at this point. Or more. And he was the one that wanted Armin to die so that Erwin could become the Beast Titan, or not the Beast Titan, the Colossal Titan. Sorry, I had Beast Titan on the mind. But yeah, he was just torching. He was carrying like a propane tank, and it was just torching the buildings. And John's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, "They're the devils." And it's like, we must never. He just has no quarter for them, so But it's like, we are not like them, essentially. We aren't killing the innocent, which sadly has already happened. So not gonna be good. Reminded me a little bit of a younger Eren, which we get another moment with Gabby, very much like that as well. Back with Eren and Mikasa. I did say her name right. Tells Eren his killing of innocent civilians is irredeemable. But before she could really continue on, they notice the Warhammer Titan is starting to get up from the debris. And they how is this possible? We destroyed the nave. It shouldn't be able to do this. But it forms a crossbow, which should this thing even be called the Warhammer Titan anymore? I mean, it was making things before the Warhammer even appeared. I'm going to call it the Swiss Army Knife Titan. But Eren's like, hey, this thing seems to be able to make whatever it wants using its hardening ability, which has to be super refined, which I would assume Lady Tybur has had this probably about as long as you can have a Titan power. plus seeing people in the family using it for over the generations, they probably have very well detailed the usage of the hardening power to make it so refined and keep passing that skill. Anyway, they take a shot. Mikasa gets her and Eren out of there. And, let's see. A new plan was needed. You know, weakness of the Titan, the nape, doesn't seem to be working this time. So Eren's like, Mikasa, draw its attention. I'll eat it. But elsewhere, we got Colt and Gabby. They're arriving with Yuto at a overflowing hospital because he needs treatment because that head injury ain't looking too good. But Dr. McCoy, as I'm calling him, he's like, he's dead, Jim. And Colt should know the situation, given that he's a cadet. You know, it's like you're trained to be better in these situations. But, you know, Colt advises Abby that it's like probably no place is safe, so just stay away from the plaza. That's where all the happening's going, you know. But like any teenager, she's gonna run right into danger, just like that stupid kid from War of the Worlds. It's like, I want to fight, and he just runs in with all the soldiers. But so she runs towards the front lines to avenge Yuto and Zofia. Later, spotting some troops and the gatekeepers we met from a few chapters ago, they deny her passage, obviously, given what's going on. And this is followed by an ambush on the trucks that were carrying the soldiers. The gatekeepers try to put up a fight, ready to take a shot, but then one of them gets sniped in the head, and it's like, what's going on? And it was Sasha, of all people. She goes from potato girl to potato gun. And it's revealed Connie was part of the ambush as well. And she reminded him that it's like to put up these little lights that look like those little solar lights that you can put outside to light the pathway to your house. I'm not sure what that's for, easier nighttime maneuvers, but I did see on Twitter that maybe it's for Armin. Why'd I say Arwen? Armin to like nuke the area, and he like, okay, I jumped from the plane here. Or something, I don't know. Maybe he's so far up he won't know where he's going, and he'll see like, oh, little pretty lights, I'll walk this way. I don't know. But it sounded good. But anyway, or just easier night maneuvers, I guess. I mean, flying around in the dark, yeah, probably not the best idea. Anyway, the two rejoin John's group, and it's mentioned the last order of business is to subdue the Warhammer Titan, which is not going so well. And we go back to Eren, and like I said, not going so well. The Warhammer Titan, he mentioned that like there's like an uneasy feeling since it appeared, and it like generated from its feet, not the nape, as per normal. And he like just kind of deduces that like the real body is somewhere else. So he goes to investigate the ground near the stage, and there was like some upcropping of rocks, and he just tears that away, revealing a goopy crystallized Lady Tiber. And there was like a tether connecting it to the Titan. So the Titan is basically like remote controlled or a puppet at this point. She's using the same tactic that Annie is using, which makes me wonder, is Annie just like slightly learning that technique, or has she possibly mastered it at this point? You know, it has been 4 years. So this could be bad, given that she's in the middle of like the research and development department, I guess. But anyway, he just rips the tether, the Titan falls over. And Eren's like preparing to eat her, but then the Jaw Titan comes in like Spider-Man crawling on the wall. And he wants to reclaim the Founding Titan by biting and eating Eren, so he goes for the neck. but is interrupted by a slash off screen, which I missed this entirely during my live reaction. It was courtesy of Levi. We actually saw him. I thought it was Mikasa for some reason, standing on top of the giant spire that was made last chapter. I think it was last chapter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And Eren just starts slamming the Jaw Titan into a wall. Porco notices that, like, he's up against Levi, one of the Ackermen, and it's like, nope, I ain't having none of this. I'm getting out. So he makes a tactical retreat, only to be surrounded by the Paradise group. And then he's eventually saved by the Cart Titan, who was across the courtyard plaza, whatever you want to call it. And it has, like, its armament stuff on, you know, the 4 cannon turrets we saw chapters ago. And it was shooting at them, and it, you know, it saves him. Eren resumes his meal, only for Lady Tiber to awaken while still in the crystal form. She forms a new body, or part of it, and then spawns a freaking tree out of the ground. This thing should not be called the Warhammer Titan. I'm wondering if over the generations that they eventually, like, started realizing, you know, we can do better than just a hammer. But a tree-like structure skewering Eren yet again. And then the Beast Titan starts walking in, so Zeke's now in the mix, walking down the street like he owns the place. I mean, he's about as wide as the street, so he might as well. Then this leads to the final few panels of it showing both sides staring each other down. You know, one's like they cannot escape. That would be Marleyan. And then our Paradise Island guys, they're like, we must survive. And also on a side note, it wasn't as important, but it's going to come up eventually. When Gabby was with the gatekeepers and they were killed, she picked up one of their guns. And she wants to kill Eren. Yet again, like Eren was in his childhood. So, yeah, that's going to come up. If that doesn't come up, I don't know what will. But next chapter is going to be awesome. I gave this a 5 out of 5. I expect good things next month. Shame that it took an extra week or so for it to come out, but that was fine. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I have a One Piece chapter coming out in a few hours. I'm trying to get back into reviews, and this is my first review after a hiatus. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Kishin Prime, and I'll see you next time. Kishlings, roll out.